friends do the low rider. Come and get it.
Still zero. So 1, 2, how it'll go is when you start. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna be weird because it's gonna be my last beat on the snare is gonna be on 1 for everybody.
I've got a question. Joey up here.
I like the lower octave.
I do too. I wanted to make sure you guys were prepared for
You wanna
this.
roll in?
Just try it. 1, 2.
2-2.
That's hard. You got 1?
Additional.
That's not the time. What, you want to
Totally
do it for real
myself
this
out.
time?
Yeah. Hold on. That triplet, man, that's hard.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right. All my friends know the low rider. The low rider is a little higher. Low rider drives a little slower. Low rider is a real goer. Hey. Low rider knows every street jam. Low rider is the one that needs jam. Low rider don't use no gas now. Low rider don't drive too fast. Take a little trip, take a little trip, take a little trip and see. Take a little trip, take a little trip, take a little trip with me. Low rider. Hey, tickle those keys for us, Caitlin. To the bowels of Spiky Ball Studios here in the basement of our beautiful church. I'd like to introduce the host of this show. It's your two-time President's Club Award winner, Mr. Pete Van Dyke, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Dave. Welcome everyone live from the Dutch Hall. I'm your host, Pete Van Dyke, and I am the host of the greatest late night right there podcast ever to come out of Canada, bar none. And I believe we are that way because we have the greatest band in Canadian late night history. The Nocturnal Ambitions, everybody at home. Drop your dishes and clap. I'll tell you, tonight's lineup is stacked. We got a Mongo's back there. That guy's Brandon McIntosh. Let's hear him from at home, folks. On lead guitar, that's Steve the Reluctant German, everybody. Who's that on vocals and cowbell, you might ask? That's the master of industry, the man that writes the music for the show, the Rooster, Dave Jarvis. And tickle the skins back there and making it sound so sweet. That's the French tickler. Cap Boulanger, everybody, let's hear for him. And right back where he belongs, hanging low between our legs, that's the balls of the Nocturnal Emissions. That's my absolute favorite. Whiskey, Wes Higgins, everyone. And on keyboards tonight, a special treat. The apple of my eye, the fruit of my loins, my daughter, Caitlin Van Dyke, everyone. And there's only one way to get this show started. We got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. All we gotta wait for is these guys to stop. Excellent opener, everybody. I think you're all to be commended, except for Mike Bowe, of course.
Yeah.
He deserves only to be shunned for not being a part of that. Jordan, our cameraman, was on percussion and I didn't introduce him. He was tapping on his thigh during that performance. I don't know if you picked that up.
I could feel it.
Did you feel that? He
Yeah.
contributed as well. I feel he was part of the Nocturnal Missions as well. So I apologize for not introducing him during the opener. You know what
Apology
I'm gonna do?
accepted.
I'm going to do something. Right now we have to let my daughter Caitlin off the hook, right? Because I don't want her to be any more uncomfortable. Also, I don't want her to hear some of the stuff that will come out of her father's mouth that'll probably result in a very costly therapy.
A lot of it's filthy, and
Yeah.
usually I regret hearing it after.
Caitlin, we all thank you very much. Come back
Way to go,
anytime you
Caitlin.
like.
Awesome job.
Thank you.
We need more keys. That's what I think.
What do you mean?
It's like it's the one piece of the puzzle that the Nocturnal Emissions has been missing.
You know, we need.
Well, Brandon McIntosh, I'm gonna ask you a question. Would you care to sit behind the keyboard and maybe get a mic? Because maybe we just have a guy like Brandon sit down there.
I can't play keyboard. No.
Brandon,
Sorry.
bullshit, you can't. I heard you and Steve the Reluctant German. You're starting the newest jam band that's going to take the world by storm. Do you have a name for it yet?
I don't know. Marmalade?
Marmalade's not bad. I like marmalade.
It's jam.
How about
Ignore my dad.
You got me with that one.
you got any band names that are hiding in the old chambers there, Charters?
Well, nothing. I'm ready to stay over the.
Oh,
over-
you
on
don't
the
want to
air
give it
tonight.
away, you know? Well, I got one I'm willing to give away. Wes, you got one in the chamber? I see you kind of chomping at the bit, no?
No, I'm thinking of what Murr would name bands.
What's that?
That
You-
guy, I don't know. It's
Has he come
Probably
up with
like-
some?
Donkey Dick Pussy Fart. Would be a good band name for
I
him.
love them.
Donkey Dick Pussy Fart, they had a good first album, but their second album was a bit weaker, you know?
DDPF. It says on the drum skin on the front of the bass drum. DDPF.
It's DDPF.
I can see it.
Yeah. I'm on Murr's side on this one. I gotta tell you, to be quite honest with you. I always thought it cool when I was a kid. I heard somebody suggest a band name called Vertical Smile, and I just always thought that would be cool because you just show like a vagina, but you put teeth in it, and then you'd say no, it's a vertical smile, but you'd have like a clit and like pubic hair and everything all around it, you know. No, it's just a guy with a goatee and a vertical smile, you know. But you can put right in your album cover, like a human woman's vagina. That's what I thought as a child, is what I'm saying. Like, I've outgrown those thoughts, except for not. It's awesome, right? Still?
You only think about it all the time.
Yeah. Vertical smile, your album covers a vagina with teeth. Fuck, man, that's a great band.
Gold.
We're going platinum, baby. That was number 2 to Nocturnal Emissions, because you know that you didn't come up with the name, The Nocturnal Emissions, and we couldn't call you Nocturnal Emissions because Nocturnal Emissions is taken by some guy in the 80s who came up with this like weird, like just techno bleep, bleep, bloop, bloop shit, and called himself Nocturnal Emissions. That band, guys from Britain or whatever.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah. You guys are the Nocturnal Emissions, you know? And I think if I asked each and every one of you when I named the band, if I would say, hey, do you think that's a good idea to name you guys the Nocturnal Emissions? Most of you would disagree, right? Maybe not Wes. Wes, would you agree to if I said to you, hey, you want to start a band? And then you're like, oh, I love to play bass. I'd like to be in this band. But then you're like, I'm going to call it the Nocturnal Emissions, right?
I'd be okay with that.
You'd be okay?
Yeah.
Charters, you?
At the time, I thought it was interesting name,
Right?
comical even,
Right.
but I've really grown into it.
Right. Now, you think if we made it to the big time, let's say we're on like a network American television show with huge corporate sponsorship, right? And the house band of the new late night talk show hosted by Pete Van Dyke is with the house band, the Nocturnal Emissions. Do you think that would be allowed? Or do you think we'd have to change it to Nocturnal E or something like that?
I would never want to change it.
Really?
Yeah.
You would, if I said, Dave, I think it's about time we change the Nocturnal Emissions to Nocturnal E, and we just stopped saying it's about coming in your bed at night when you sleep. And then, and you would say, no, Pete, I want to play martini bars, and I want to play golf courses, and I want high-end gigs, and what those people like are bands that are named after coming in your bed sheets at night.
Yeah.
Right. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. You put such a remarkable case forward, Charters.
Thanks.
That I cannot
I just-
dispute it.
I like seeing it on the website when you go to like the Martini Bar's website and click on Saturday Entertainment, and you see the Nocturnal Emissions written there.
Yeah. Saturday entertainment at the Highfalutin Martini Bar on the lake
Yeah.
is going to be just jizzing in your own bed sheets against your will.
You have no control over it.
No control. You wake up in a shock and you actually feel really bad about it.
What have I done?
Especially if you're raised Catholic. It's not a good morning to wake up with fucking sticky sheets, you know? When I was a kid, there was this fella I went to grade school with, and he used to always take me to the back of the playground at the grade school, and he would tell me secrets, you know? He'd say, he told me, because he had older brothers. He had older brothers, and he was just like a young, naive kid, but he was like an accident. His parents had him way after they should have stopped, you know? So his brothers were way too old, so he was exposed to things that are beyond his time. Where I was one of the older kids, so this was like a fountain of knowledge for me, you know? So I really appreciate it. That's why he would always tell me the secrets. So he brought me to the back of the playground, and he told me one time, there's something that comes out of your dick, it's not pee, and it's sticky like orange juice, is what he told me.
Like
Orange juice, right? And so I remember thinking, like, that sounds far-fetched, you know? That orange juice type
Yeah.
viscous stuff is going to shoot out of my
You're thinking your brothers are fucking with you. Right?
Yeah, I'm like, his brother's just messing with him, you know?
Yeah.
But sure as shit, I woke up one morning after having a really weird dream about me falling on top of an alien on a train or whatever. And my sheets were sticky like orange juice, you know? And I remember putting it almost very close to my face and examining it, you know, like, what is this? Like, this is not something I'm familiar with, you know? And then I'm like, this must be what that fucking Portuguese kid was talking about. What was this? Like, this must be that orange juice stuff, you know?
Did he?
Anyways. What?
Was one of his secrets also that before he lived in the house he lives in now, he lived in a blue house?
Yeah. He probably, yeah, exactly, yeah. He brought me to the back to tell me that secret.
Yeah.
And
Don't
he
tell
was really,
anyone.
don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone before I lived in the house I live in now. I lived in a blue house. I'm like, you
That's
piece of
embarrassing.
shit. Yeah, I would never hang out with a friend that lived in a blue house.
He told me a secret once. He said,
You know who I'm talking
oh,
about?
100%.
Did I let the cat out of the bag?
Yeah. He told me a secret once on the phone. He said, don't tell anyone, but I'm thinking about taking drumming lessons.
That is a real heart, like if you go blab that around town on the internet like
I
we're
know.
doing right now.
What are people going to think?
Oh my God. You better fucking follow through with it and become a great drummer.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
That was last year.
A 45-year-old man like saying, I'm
wasn't
gonna
on-
take up the drums. And like,
Yeah.
oh, you have 2 babies at home, like perfect time just to bang loud at things in your house is when you have 2 kids under 3. Good move, buddy. Does he listen to our show? Probably
don't know.
not.
I'm
It's
pretty
funny
sure
that
I
we've
called you
told
right away,
so
though, to
many
tell you.
stories about this guy over the years on our show, but we have no idea if he listens to all these things, and we just like blatantly tell stories about him. I think there's people that have figured out who we're talking about by now.
Well, some people can, for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely.
Some people have heard the same secrets.
Yeah. He's gross, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, we are talking today because I'm in dire need of a haircut. You know, Steve, sorry about this. I'm going to talk about it right in front of you. Sorry, Wes.
Okay.
But and what do you guys think? You're 2 guys with like hair loss issues, right? You're full of so much manliness that you have so much testosterone that it's popped your hairs out of the top of your head, right?
Yeah.
Right, both you guys?
Yep.
And then you see a guy like Charters, right? All full of estrogen, right? Hair thick as a man could have it, you know? He's probably going to have hair till he's like 100 years old if he can live that long. As thick as it is now. And then what he does with it is he fucking butchers it and makes it look ridiculous, right? And then you're sitting there, don't even have the ability to grow hair, watching this motherfucker sit right beside you with a perfectly ability to grow a nice coiffed hair, and he like does whatever's under that hat. And I'll tell you, I haven't seen that, people. I have not seen what's under Charter's hat yet, but I bet you it's fucking ridiculous. Because I've known you for enough years, Charters. You've gone through more looks than anybody I've ever seen in my whole life. And we were talking about this today in the church because I was saying Charters has reinvented himself more times than anybody I've ever met in my whole life. You've gone through every look. And then Brandon, we were having breakfast in Delhi this morning. Brandon said,
Oh, where at?
"Oh, the Styles Cafe," and I don't mind giving them a shout out because
Why wouldn't you?
They were high class this morning. We got treated like kings there, didn't you think?
They had to deal with us talking for an hour, so yeah, they were
About
great.
Jesus a lot.
Yeah.
Good people at Styles.
Yeah.
And good breakfast.
I like Styles Cafe for breakfast in Delhi. You know, Delhi's got a real culinary scene starting here.
For sure it does.
Yeah, since I've been in Delhi and this church, Delhi's got, like, I'll tell you, the Dairy Freeze across the way. I'm going to give all these guys free shout-outs today. Dairy Freeze across the way is not just your Dairy Freeze where you get a freaking soft serve ice cream cone and a hamburger, maybe a hot dog or whatever. This is fucking good food. The person that's cooking in there, Kate, she gives a shit about what she cooks. The menu is actually delicious. They have like fully loaded sweet potato fries. They got like what's the one we always get? The chicken fajita wrap.
I had it for lunch with Brandon.
Today?
I find myself there every week. It's great.
Yeah, that place is phenomenal. It's not. It's really good food. If I was doing an Anthony Bourdain or a fucking Guy Fieri or whatever that show, and we come to Delhi, I'll tell. This is what I'm doing with you. I'm taking you to Delhi Submarine, right?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy. We're going to go there because that's an institution in Delhi. And I don't give a shit about the food at all. I would just buy it to help them out because it's such a great place to go. I love that place, right?
Always soccer on the TV.
And one time I asked him for a submarine, and I said, "Can you have it on brown bread?" And he goes, "What?" And I go, "Brown bread." And he goes, "No." And I go, "Why not? You don't have brown bread?" He goes, "No one's ever asked for it." They say, "Give me a sub," and it's Mike's Submarine's sub. And
Yeah.
you just take it. It's white
Take
bread.
it and eat it.
Old school. It tastes like, it's like usually cold cut. Jane, if I get anything from Delhi Sub for my wife, and it's not just a cold cut on white bread with like mayonnaise and mustard and like just
Sub sauce.
sub sauce. That's it. Oh, there's one of those things I should have put on there. What was it? Mayonnaise, mustard, or sub sauce? Which one don't? Mayo sub sauce. Who doesn't have mustard, eh, Dave?
I skipped the mayo. Mustard and sub sauce. Salt and pepper.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what I remember from charters from grade school? Is that on,
Oh, this is good.
we'll tell this before we get to a segment we call feedback.
We got to get back to Brandon too,
What?
and your conversation at Styles, but do this first, the hot dog.
Okay. So, thank you, Dave, for directing the show. But we're at, when I was a kid, like a hot dog day was, you know, like it was like $1.50 or maybe $3 for a hot dog. But my parents were like thrifty at the time because we had blue mold and like, we had stuff that like made it tough and stuff. So my dad is also Dutch. He did the math, and he's like, you can get a hot dog for like 15 fucking cents, right? If you get the bun and you get the one wiener, and you know, you don't have to pay $3 or $5, whatever these shysters are asking for, the school system. So my parents figured out the solution that on hot dog day, they'd send me with a thermos with where normally my milk or my juice would go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but this time they're going to fill it with boiling hot water and put 2 wieners in it for me. And then they gave me like all the they gave me like a bun, but like when you try to put the wiener in, it would break the bun into 2 pieces, and then all the condiments just run into your hand, you know. Where everybody that was getting it from the school had like big friggin' steamed buns, you know, like
Just soft.
soft
so
steamed
good.
buns. And I'm going up there. I get to use the condiments with you guys, right? But I didn't pay for hot dog day. I brought hot dogs in. But like my drink is gone now. All I got is fucking wiener water to drink, you know.
That's the truth. Every other day of the year, he would have milk in his thermos, and then on hot dog day, he'd have to drink the wiener water. was my
That's an
favorite.
old story. You
I
used
love
to-
that
we-
story.
That is an old story, but it was.
You got free condiments though.
Yeah, and their hot dogs were like fucking plump and like they boiled them right at school. Mine was like if you were put a wiener in a hot tub for like 3 days, and it was just all like wrinkled up and gross. It wasn't the same thing. I don't blame my parents. They were right. Those hot dogs were overpriced,
Yep.
but technically it was going to a good cause. Your kid's education, the school and such. Maybe they should have stopped being so cheap. I don't know. I might have to put up with Willie's feedback after that comment. Which reminds me, we got feedback.
Motherfucking feedback.
Oh, welcome to feedback. We got feedback. This was something we should have done at the very beginning, but we do not want to wait any longer. We were going to get the lovely Jane while you guys are playing the Cookie Ladies theme song. And you know what? You can do the Bumbaras, the I Want to Pimp Your Cookies, whatever suits your fancy. Go for it. While Jane goes around and delivers these treats that we got from the Cookie Lady, Susan B. They're fantastic. Cupcakes. Hey, Jane, can you go over to Jordan and let him get a shot of those before you get them all away? Are you going to sing, Dave, or you want me to? Charter. Vocals.
Oh, the vocals. How's it go? Yeah. Chocolate cookie. We love the cookies. We love you, Susie.
Thank you.
Susie. Cookies are a favorite thing in the world.
Love the cookie.
What have we got? It looks so good, Susie. Susie. A mandarin orange and a piece of pineapple, Susie. I can't get it. I need 2 hands to get this delicious thing. It's not a cookie, it's a cupcake. So moist and delicious. I'm tasting it with my eyes, Susie.
Oh, those
Susie.
cherries?
The fruit makes me not have scurvy, Susie. It's good for my teeth and gums.
Thank you, Dave. You did justice there. Let's go at the beginning of that one.
Wow. I was in La La Land looking at those.
You're just looking at the tray and fantasizing about eating those cookies.
Oh my God.
I was like, at some point
my
in time,
favorite part.
someone should come in with the vocals of this and jingle. Maybe the guy that wrote the music, who writes the music for the show. Do you think Mike was here?
Wow. I don't know what was happening in my
Do you know
brain.
what Mike's doing right now, Dave?
He's looking at cows' teats.
Is it? He's looking at cows' teats at some sort of dairy show,
I'm
right?
pretty sure it's a dairy show, so I would think at a dairy show, what makes a good cow is a nice set of teats. Is that what you call them?
Yeah, teats. I've been to these dairy shows in the past because I worked in agriculture, and I'll tell you, these people look forward to these dairy shows every year. These dairy farmer kids, because what they do is they go get all their cows all fancy for the show, and then they end up bringing like a whole bunch of booze and just drinking it. And at night they sleep like beside their manure piles, boozed out of their head, right? And it's the what they look forward to every year, but sleep beside their cow shit. Eh?
Sounds nice.
It's called the Royal Winter Fair.
Is that what's going on right now?
No.
Oh.
Something else, I think. But I don't know. Maybe it is.
Sounds like a good time.
You know what I think, Dave? I bet you, I'm just saying, I'm speculating here, but I bet you that the Royal Winter Fair is not now. You want to know why?
I have an idea. But sometimes I say things and I wish I didn't. Does that ever happen to you guys? You wish that would have just stayed inside your brain?
Yeah. I don't think that's the one that's today. Yeah. On account of it being stinking hot, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not winter.
Nope.
You know what my favorite part going to Royal Winter Fair was? They had a whole section just with with butter. And they would carve butter into like different sculptures. And then like different people's heads and like it was different sort of statues.
It's
all
like
made
art.
of butter.
Butter.
Yeah. It was in a fridge, a refrigerated display where they carved the butter and stuff.
It's probably a nice medium to work with.
Yeah, I think so, Dave. I would love to make a butter statue of you because it would be so similar to the real you, right?
Yeah,
Because you're made of 90% butter. Is that
that's true. Most humans are made of a lot of water,
But you are made of butter.
mostly butter.
I love that. And that's what I like about you.
Oh.
You were the most comprised of butter friend I've ever had. Anyways, Susan B., you've outdone yourself. And you want to know why I believe she's outdone herself this week with these cupcakes, which are, honestly, she's going next level now.
Which kind did you take? Mine had a mandarin orange and a piece of pineapple on it.
I went with strawberry and pineapple. That's the one I went with. Steve, what did you go with?
I went with the chocolate chip whipped cream top.
I don't know if that's a cherry or a strawberry jam one, but I think I'm going to go seconds. I got my eye on that one for seconds. Wes, what did you pick?
It had like a chocolate cookie on it.
A cookie on the top of it? It's also different, eh? She met all of our like our happy pleasures, and she satisfied us all at once. You know, that's magic. That's a magic sponsor that we have. Kevin, this is your own mother, and she made a display like this, and you're watching her do it, right? You can see her.
I have pictures.
You got pictures of her
Pictures.
creating this?
Yes, for Steve.
Oh, I'd love to have those. And then you get a chance when Jane comes around with a tray, right? You've been just licking your lips all day long.
All day.
Which one did you choose?
I'm a big fan of strawberry and strawberry alone. So I went with the strawberry whipped cream.
Straight strawberry for
It
Kevin.
It is lovely.
I'm not going to eat it because of Big Dutch. But I'm going to steal it so I can have this one. Yeah, this is the one I had. I like the fruit ones. Anyways, feedback is brought to you by Amazon. If you'd like to do your Amazon shopping, you can do it and like give nobody any money. And then, except for the people at Amazon, which have a lot, they're pretty rich. Does this not make sense to you people who listen to this program? If you shop at Amazon, why do you just do it without giving us money? It doesn't make any sense, right?
No.
You're just going to give it to Steve Bezos,
That's something a numbskull would do.
right? He has a lot of money. We don't. We'll spend it on candy and like sad dancing, like dwarf clowns and stuff. Those are things we'll spend the money that you.
Yeah, real things.
Yeah, things that you would enjoy in life, right? How is Steve Bezos going to make your life better if you buy stuff from him and make him richer than he already is? Nothing. But if you go to Live from the Dutch Hall's website and you click on our Amazon banner, and if you don't see it, it's because you got your ad blockers on because you don't know that yet.
Yeah.
I'm not going to judge you for it.
I am.
So click them off. Do your Amazon. Click on the banners. Go do your shopping. Now all of a sudden, a little bit of that money, maybe 6 to 8%, comes back to Live from the Dutch Hall. We spend that on what, Dave?
Candy and candy cigarettes and candy corn.
And little people,
Little people.
sad clowns
Sad clowns.
dancing.
who ride tricycles and figure eights.
Or unicycles.
And then when if they run into in the middle of a figure eight, then there'll be a smash of like little people on tricycles dressed as sad clowns.
Like a figure eight race.
Yeah, it's a figure eight race, so sometimes they'll smash in the middle of the eight, you know? I think that would be a real fun show, and I think we should do it before we're canceled.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which is December. And also, NORPAC,
The beef people.
and that's all I got. And you know what? My cousin Derek, I don't even know why I missed this, but he had a birthday. Oh, god damn it.
I
facing side down.
You can let that go.
Lick your fingers right
Anyways.
into the microphone.
Oh, I want to eat it so bad now. And now I want to eat it so bad.
Do you know
I
Happy
really want-
Birthday? Let's play Happy Birthday for Derek.
Happy birthday for Derek while I eat my cupcake? Oh, yeah. Derek Yarmy, Yarmy Electric. You know what? He's got a birthday. Let's just sing happy birthday to Derek Yarmy, eh? You do it?
To you, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Derek Yarmy. He's fucking busy.
Don't call him.
Happy birthday. Go fuck yourself. Not Derek, but you.
Yeah. People listening to the song that might think about using my cousin's services, go fuck yourself and leave him alone. He has a birthday and needs to rest. Yeah.
Day of rest. Is that too much to ask?
Yeah, no big deal. Brought to you by CleanFlow. And CleanFlow is the greatest sponsor ever. If you don't know who they are, it's with a K, CleanFlow. Go to their website, look up their products. They're all great. Yeah. Charter's the guy that wrote that bullshit. Didn't even play it. Eh?
I don't need to.
Oh, you wrote it for Steve. Oh, I get it. Anyways, you know what? Last week's show, it wasn't just Susan B. who went out of her way to thank us for the laughter for last week, but a lot of people were big fans of last week's show. And you know, one of them that provided us with some feedback is a good friend of the show, Kevin Van Dungeon.
Oh, Kevy.
He said, this is what he says. He goes, holy fuck balls. The Nocturnal Emissions absolutely crushed it. Awesome. Way to go, fellas. That was for the Ramble On thing last week.
Thanks, Kevy.
Yeah, it was a fun one.
Yeah. And then we also ended the show with the hot tub video, which was something that we made years and years ago. See, what was it?
It was 2016.
2016?
Yeah,
And what are we at now? It was like 3 years. It was 3 years ago. Anyways, so kind of forgot about it, right? This is pre-West. This is pre-West.
Yep.
It's a long time ago, man. And because he would have schooled us in that mustache contest, Charters.
Yeah. And the
You would have wore his mustache.
the bottle of musk would have been too strong.
Oh, he wouldn't have been allowed in the hot
You
tub.
can't market that.
No, we'd have to find another Polish guy or make Steve go in the tub. Ugh. German would ruin the batch. What I like about you, Steve, is that you're reluctantly German, and therefore you know that you would ruin the batch.
Sure.
You don't argue it. You're like, yes, I am a shameful German. I know what we've done in the wars. And I know what we've done. Even prior to that, we killed our Christ. Remember when I proved that one episode?
Right.
Germans killed Jesus.
Then they went 0 for 2 at home.
Uncle Marius.
For two.
Quote. And you're just sitting there playing your fucking guitar. Right? I forgot to tell everybody earlier today, Brandon McIntosh, who doesn't have to drive home tonight,
'Cause he lives here.
started, he brought out a bottle of whiskey that he brought, and it was like a bottle of whiskey based on your joke. They made it just for your joke, right?
Bareface. Well, it's a coincidence, but yeah.
Come
I
on.
got excited when we buy whiskey, but I had to buy that.
Yeah.
Now
and
I'm
I-
drinking it.
I saw Brandon drinking the whiskey. He looked like he was having such a pleasant time that I decided to forgo vodka soda and go into whiskey water, which is just my favorite.
Do we have a bartender tonight?
No, Jane said she's going to be doing it.
Oh, thanks, Jane.
Oh, you guys wanted some booze?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jane will do it. Look at her. She's prancing away.
She's floating like a fairy.
It's crazy.
Is that offensive?
No, like a
Not in
bear.
this context.
Why?
I don't know. Isn't it obvious?
Why?
I can't put it into words.
Are you saying Jane, she's skipping away from you? You say she looks like a fairy. You're
She
saying
was
she looks
floating.
like a male homosexual. That is offensive to the male homosexuals, that she's floating away like that,
Not all of them.
skipping.
Not
and
all of
you're
them.
saying, oh, she looks like a homosexual male. I'm like, I don't think that's right, Dave. I think that's offensive. Maybe you as a master industry sitting down with some of the greatest leaders in the world would know better than to just like say
Thanks,
something
Jane.
like that. I don't know. What do you think?
Jane knew what I meant.
Means what?
That's all that matters.
Anyways, the point of my story was that I saw Brandon have a good time with drinking booze, and I said, I'm in, and I got a ride home for myself tonight. So I have been indulging more than normal, so I'm a little wasted. So if some of the things I say don't make sense, that's why. The amount of alcohol I've consumed.
That happens.
Yeah,
I
it
feel like it was an
happens.
unspoken agreement. We just started drinking booze quietly in the basement together here.
Yeah, there was no word spoken at all. It was just two people quietly pouring whiskeys, a little bit of a nod, ever so
That's a
slight.
gentleman thing to do.
Yeah, yeah. And just go
A
at
whiskey and a nod.
a whiskey and a
All we
nod.
need is a cigar.
Yeah. Oh god damn it! I'd kill for a cigar right now. Eh?
Whiskey and a knob, did you say?
No.
Oh.
I didn't. No. You know what, people? I want to read some of the feedback from the hot tub video. It's actually it was a big hit, Dave. You know, people liked it. Craig Franklin thought Paul Van Dyke was the star of the show with his Brabant Musk. It'll put mayonnaise on your fries. That was what he liked the most. But the other people, they like different parts, you know? It was really entertaining to see. Some people just wanted to tell us that, oh shit. Let me do this. Technology, I gotta pay attention. There we go. So anyways, there we go. These are the people that commented on the hot tub post. Jen Husko, who's a great friend of ours, she also sent us an email. We're going to get to her email later because I think she's got a good chance at LOW, right? But Jen Husko says, I'm crying, happy face, showing she's crying with an emoji. So that means you know it's real.
Oh, the one with the tear coming out?
Yeah, 2 tears,
Oh,
both
yeah.
eyes. Thank you for sharing this, she said. Chris Pick says, you know Chris Pick, former guest of the show,
yeah.
a really superstar guest. He says, with those mustaches, that hot tub is man soup. Derek Yarmy, our sponsor of our show, who's never paid us, says, I'm dying, thanks for the laugh. Ben and Petra Laurier, my aunt and uncle, they said,
Hey, Benny.
that's funny. Hope you guys have bathing suits on. And I'm like, it's not your goddamn business what we're doing.
What
in
we
that
do
tub.
in the privacy of our own hot tub is our business.
You hope we have a bathing suit on? Well, I hope you mind your own fucking business. Right? How about that? Joe Rylette, who actually filmed that footage, says, yes, so glad to see this because it finally came to fruition. There's some more clips that we haven't shown. Steph DeWally, longtime listener and fan of the show, says effing hilarious. And Menno Vaness, laugh my ass off, you know. And all those people who took the time to give us that feedback. I gotta tell you, I'm gonna scam to try to get a lot of these guys in a hot tub again with weird facial hair, partially naked, to make up stuff. Just if that's what you like, I'll do more of it. That's my commitment to you. Anyways, that's really pretty much. I want to say. I have to check out one piece of Jen Husko here. She gave us an actual message, and I always like when people send us a message at livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com.
Hey, Jen.
So Jen says, "Great show. I love the show Ramble On." And this is like lots of emojis, but I'll just like skip them. But there's lots like happy faces with hearts and like other shit I don't get.
She was into it.
Whatever. It's like emoji, right? I love this show. Ramble On was awesome. I had never heard the Fuckhole song before. What a treat. A wink. The commercial is priceless. I watched it twice. I'm crying. Thank you for sharing this gem. You know what, Jen? That makes it all worthwhile. If we can only strip my friend down again and put him in the hot tub and humiliate him, I would do it for you, Jen, every week. Charters, what do you think?
Jen?
You're the listener of the week. And I'm going to tell you right now, Jen, you know what you get? Normally, people just get the honor and pride of being listener of the week.
Mm-hmm.
This time, I'm telling you, when you come to the next Spiky Ball Studios comedy show, Jen, there's a lighter waiting for you.
Oh man.
A lighter, and you know what? God damn it, I'm feeling generous. We're putting a magnet with it. A magnet and a lighter. You can do experiments with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Both Spiky Ball, Jen, come to the next thing. Listener of the week. You are listening right now. You'll know to demand it when you come in the Spiky Ball Studios next time.
Yep.
Awesome.
All right, that's it.